All right. Shalom, shalom. I'm going to give all honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kadash, the Bonsaliches of Israel, the rule well. Salutation, blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing his word, sincerity, and truth, risking our lives to do so. It's your brother Parala, once again, preaching the gospel that we are commanded to do here in the last days, man. Got to do a little lesson, man, because my job is got us working this overtime, this mandatory overtime, and I can't be on the highways and byways this Saturday. They got us working like every other Saturday, so I'm doing a little video, because we are occupied in prophecy, and that's what we have to do. So a lot of things are going on in the world, man, and it's just crazy. But the latest thing that's going on is the military. You got guys in the Navy on the USS Abraham Lincoln, which is a aircraft carrier. I think it's a nuclear powered aircraft carrier. I was in the Navy myself. This was back in the late 80s, early 90s. Well, from like 88 to 92. Did my little 4 years, I was stupid, didn't know what I wanted to do in life. And just joined the Navy, you know what I'm saying? But, people don't understand, just because you're naive and you join this man's military, you are signing up to be a soldier. Wherever you may think like you signing up to get benefits like GI Bill, go to college and they pay for your college and all that. Okay, whatever. But the bottom line is you voluntarily gave yourself up. And if war breaks out, man, you a soldier. You can't cry about it. Oh, the conditions is bad and all that. Hey, you gotta buck up, soldier. You volunteered. And in the time of war, see, people don't understand the military. You got to read up what you just signed up for. You only guaranteed 1 hour of sleep and 1 meal a day, and that meal could be, it's not going to consist of a 5-course meal. It could be a small little bag of peanuts, some raisins or something. This is what you signed up for. So to be belly aching and crying and all that, hey man, you signed up for it. And talking about the conditions are bad, like the longest I've been out at sea was probably like, I don't know, probably about 20 to 25 days when we was going from, I think it was from Thailand to Australia. We went to Perth, Australia, and they had us out there for like about 20 something, damn near a month. Yeah, it was, it kind of get to you because you just out in the middle of nowhere. You don't see nothing but water. But I think they've been out for like 200 and some odd days, like damn near close to a year. And now they got reports that they, about to jump off the ship and all this and the conditions are all bad and all that. That's you had war. They just can't pull in whenever especially by that aircraft carrier being a nuclear powered carrier. A lot of places won't let you pull in because it's nuclear. You can have a goddamn meltdown or whatever. They make you dock out there and you have to get shuttled in for like little shuttle boats and whatnot to go back and forth. But the point I'm getting at is, yes, times, it's rough out there, but you got to buck up, soldier. You a soldier now. You a sailor. You out there. You this is what that consists of. You know. Let me get this. And the Lord said it was going to be like this. You know. The soldiers was going to be doing bad or whatnot. You know. This is part of it. This is prophecy. You know, and the prophet's been out there for decades now, telling you, man, don't join the military and all that stuff. You was being warned, man, but people steady joining the military, and then you're gonna cry when it gets hard. It's part of it, you know. Let me see. It's Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And the wicked is in power right now, you know? And that's why all you're hearing is mourning, the economy, the military, you name it. It's just the people throughout the world are mourning. You got the water shortages, food shortages. You know, people forget about the people that's in Cuba. You know, they going through it. You know, everybody's going through it. It's gonna get a lot worse. That's what people don't understand. This is only just the beginning, like it says in the Matthew the 24th chapter. It says, let me start at Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. See, this is just the beginning of it. We just in the beginning stages of it's going down, you know. And I heard a brother did a video talking about the EMP, might be an EMP set off over here and whatnot. I really don't want to believe. I don't believe that. I don't think that's part of prophecy, because if an EMP hit, you back in the Stone Age. There's no electricity, no electronics, nothing. And I mean for a while, it won't be nothing. Everything will be fried, you know. So how would a mark of the beast be implemented if an EMP hit? See, that a lot of this stuff is going to happen. Something like that's going to happen after the MOTB is fully implemented. You know, that's when you're going to get full-fledged World War III, and then something like a EMP, or the nuclear missiles hit. But I don't believe that, an EMP gonna hit no way soon, because certain prophecies got to happen before those missiles hit. That's why we stay occupied in prophecy, so you'll know that, what time you living in, And this devil's coming down with great wrath, like it says here in Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. See, those sailors out there at sea, the Lord saying, Destruction unto you. Hey, it's about to get bad out here. Uh, the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. He's gonna come down with great wrath, and it's just beginning. You know, it's gonna get harder and harder. The Strait of Hormuz is closed, and Iran is saying we're not even negotiating no more. We're not talking to Trump no more. We'll negotiate with America when he's out of power. So that lets you know this going on until he's out of there. So that's another. If the Lord allow it, that's another 2 years. And by them controlling the straits and I think the Red Sea and all that, the economy gonna collapse. It's gonna collapse all over the world. But I believe that that's what they want. So then they can implement their new world order, and that's to chip the population and have total control over the population. That's what this is all about: having total control over the people. You know, and then there won't be no more currency. Everything will go digital, so they can have this power that they desire. They want to be like the Most High, like it says in Isaiah the 14th chapter. I start at 12, Isaiah 14 and 12. Oh, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? You know, for thou hast said in thy heart, which is your mind, that's Lob, which is your mind, because your heart just pump blood that don't think. You know, that I will ascend to heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High power. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And that's them when they try to pull that off. That's when they're gonna feel like they will ascend and be like the Most High, because now they got your whereabouts, everything you do, everything. Because once you get chipped up, they got total control over you. The surveillance. I mean, they know exactly where you at all times. You can't buy nothing. You can't do anything without their permission. You want to buy something? No. You know, if they look at you and they see you overweight or, you know, whatever. No, you can't have that. You exceeded your limit. You know, all that kind of stuff. The stuff that you see on these certain movies, man, they basically telegraphing their plans. They giving it to you. These things are going to happen. You know? And that's why we us is in this truth. We don't want to live in a world like that, man, where this man gonna have total control over you. You know, but a lot of you gonna fold because you folded when they came out with that jab. A lot of they scared you half to death. And they gonna do it again with this second pandemic they got stored for you. They got a lot of stuff. They got a lot of stuff in store. It could be one of them TERROR attacks. You know, they got a lot of stuff in store. You know, to scare you into taking the mark, because a lot of you want to still have hope in this society and you want things to go back to normal. They're not going back to normal. You know, if you still in that thought, then you totally missed the boat, and the Lord ain't even dealing with you. Especially if you call yourself a Christian, the Lord ain't dealing with you. If you believe that somehow everything gonna work itself out and everything will go back to normal, you're gonna have to make a decision. Either you gonna follow Yahweh Shema Shai, or you gonna follow Satan. You gonna follow. You gonna give your hand to this devil. You know, and a lot of you will, because you don't know nothing else. You think this is the way. You know, you think whatever they say is gospel. You know, and you just willful sheep. You know, but this is all the Lord's plan, is to weed you out, because the Lord is only going to deal with his remnant, his elect. All that you don't make it, you'll come back as one of the elect's children. You know, that's how you coming back. You know, but you know, you hearing all this stuff in the military that, you know, how bad it is and whatnot. I'm like, what did you expect when this man declared war on Iran? And this is only the beginning. When you wait till they send in those troops on the ground, they really gonna have it bad. You think you having it bad out there at sea? You really gonna have it bad, man, when they let them troops out on the ground. That's gonna be real sad. And you won't see it. They ain't gonna televise it. They ain't gonna show you nothing. You know, they ain't gonna show you nothing of all them casualties and whatnot, because they lying about that too. You know, the casualties and whatnot. So I suggest, and us that's in this truth, that's why we come out into the streets week in and week out, preaching the gospel, telling our people, you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, to repent. It's your only hope. It's your only way out. You can't prep it, you know, prep your way and all this and all. No. You got to be on the side of Yahweh Shema Shai. That's your only hope. Ain't nothing else gonna work. You know? And there will be a draft. Because when they start slaughtering them troops over there, they know you ain't gonna join, because you've been hearing all the, you know, the bad conditions the military's doing. They not taking care of they soldiers or whatnot. They know you're not gonna willfully join. So what they gonna do is institute that draft. And you think you ain't going, because only gonna think of save you from not going is Yahweh Shema Shai. That's it. Otherwise, you going. You know, because they already had they passed a law to where those Israelis and America then join forces pretty much. They sharing military pretty much everything. They sharing it, so they know that the soldiers over there not going to ain't going to do nothing to their own people. So they gonna send those IDF soldiers over here, and they hate your guts. them IDF, they can't wait to get over here and start torturing you so-called Americans. You know, they can't wait. Oh, you ain't going? You going, or they gonna eliminate you. I just put it like that. and they gonna have no problems doing it because they hate you anyway. You see, you can't say anything about them. If you do, they try. They they want to put you in jail. Because if they number small hats in your government, and this so-called American government, it's pretty much United States of Israel. Most of your senator and congressmen, they got dual citizenship. This is why they favor Israel so much, because they got a big stake in your government. All the money that they want, they're gonna get. They're gonna pass it through. But you dumbass Americans just sitting back and just in your stupor and just steady in your hamster wheel life that you living, is just trying to like block it out or whatever. No, you're gonna go. Let's see. This is Habakkuk 2, and I'll start at 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. So, this devil man don't have a soul. He don't give a damn. He's willing to put all y'all lives on the line to save his own. He did that to his staff that was on the Air Force One. It was a supposedly hit on him, and he escaped in a catering truck, and just left his staff and everything on the Air Force One. Just left him hanging. The woman that be speaking on behalf of the president, she quit because he was like, he didn't give a damn about her. Here they are covering up lies for him, basically taking penitentiary chances for him, because a lot of them wants to if it be a midterm election, which I got a feeling Trump is coming up with some kind of way to stop that shit or whatever. And if it does happen, they're gonna the Democrats gonna probably be in power, and they're gonna have all them committees impeaching Trump, and a lot of them people that's in his cabinet and all that, they're gonna put charges on him, which nothing is gonna happen to him. But they gotta do that dog and pony show. This is why I was telling people, I'm like, what's the point of you voting? They're not gonna. All of them people are guilty. That's up there in Washington D.C. Claiming that they're working in your behalf. They're not working in your behalf. They are enriching themselves. That's why you get into politics, to enrich yourself. You go up there and you get the lobbyists come in and they get at you. They handing you envelopes with cash. I need you to vote this way and all that. It's just a big game that they playing, scamming the people. They getting paid to vote in the interest of big business and all that. Come on, it don't matter. It don't matter what side it is. It's all the same. It's one big party and you ain't in it. They getting paid. They showed you that in that was that The Perfect Gentleman with uh, Eddie Murphy? He showed they showed you in that movie what that shit's all about. It's just one big scam. They there to get paid. Why would a rich man like Trump go for the presidency? Because of that power that now he can do all kind of things and get away with it. He is he is making billions and billions of dollars because now he set the rules now. That's all. The president just a power play to get paid, even though you're a puppet and you do what the elites want you to do, and they allow you to make money. They allow you to enrich yourself, as long as you do what you're told. You know. So, if you vote and you calling yourself a Christian, you sadly mistaken. You know, you sadly mistaken. How are you a Christian and you voting for Satan's rule? You basically voting for Satan. And call you think Yahweh Shai would be casting a ballot to vote? You know, you gotta ask yourself that. He wouldn't be voting for this world. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also, because he transgressed by wine, he's a proud man. Never keep it at home. And this is why you're out there over 200 some days, because you don't keep at home. There was no need for them to go to war. So that lets you know something's up with that. They wanted this to happen. You mean to tell me that he was told, if you attack Iran, they're going to close the Strait of Hormuz? He knew that. He did it anyway. He ain't dumb like that. They wanted that to happen. They told him that's going to happen. They wanted that to happen so they could put a hurting on this economy. So it'll be justified like, see, well, the Strait of Hormuz is closed. That's why the gas prices got to go up and all that. I mean, you people got to think, man. I mean, like, this is all planned and choreographed, you know? They trying to, you know, people acting like, oh, Trump, he just dumb. No, this shit is planned. They told him that. What if he didn't want that to happen, he wouldn't have did it. They wanted that to happen. You know? That's one way of destroying this economy, because that's the only way this new world order can come about. America has to come down. You know? How else you gonna get the mark of the beast implemented if America is just still on top, is still just running shit? Because the other countries like Russia and China, their government rules over them. That's why China is way ahead when it comes to this new world order, because they do whatever the government tells them. You know, they already there. This place is not like that. So they got to force America's hand. America's got to be forced. you know. These other countries like Russia and China and all these other countries, they don't have no what's the name of the little no constitution and shit. You know, they ain't got none of that shit. You know, oh, we got rights now. They ain't got none of that shit in the other country. That's why they fast tracked it. Here, no, they got they got people. People got all these guns and shit. What they supposed to do? You know, this place is gonna be off the chain. This is why they got to go through these desperate measures and bringing America down. You know, and it's gonna be a false flag event that happens to push this thing forward, because they know that their time is short, man. It's finna happen. I don't know probably this year, but next year, during his term, something's finna happen. He already got this war started, and it's just gonna keep going. So they finna apply the pressure, like it says in Revelation 12:12. He's gonna come down on them. Who never keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire is hell, and as death, and cannot be satisfied, but heapeth unto him all nations, and heapeth, but gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. Shall not these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. See, they often, all the countries about to come against Babylon the Great, which is America, and the synagogue of Satan over there, Israel. You know, the lease is drawing her out. You know, America and Israel is joined to the hip. They going down together. It might be Israel first, and then America is going to be set for last to be destroyed. You know, because they just stirred it up. You know, you got. I think it's Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Pakistan. They just signed an agreement. You know, to basically, they kind of like they own NATO. Like if one get attacked, then we all gotta go in. Like if one get attacked, that means we all get attacked. You know, because these devils is pushing forward. They trying to these small hats is trying to have that greater Israel project. They pretty much want the whole Middle East, from Syria and Lebanon and all that shit. They want all that shit. They want it all. Not just little Gaza Strip. No, they want all that shit. That's why they at war, you know, with them, trying to take over, increasing which is not his. You know, this is all prophecy, man. You know, which we supposed to be occupied in. We ain't supposed to be worrying about marrying and giving into marriage. Lord, woe unto you if you trying to still have babies and shit. No, this ain't the time. This ain't the time to be marrying and giving into marriage. This ain't the time. This is just like Noah. Okay, when that rain drop, you're gonna wish. When this stuff really gets bad, you're gonna wish, man, I wish I didn't have to. Because you're gonna have to be living as a pilgrim. You're gonna have to be on the move. You have to be on the move. And you don't need a lot of baggage, you know, because a lot the people that you thinking you gonna be trying to rely on, they might get weak and fall to the enemy. You know, it could be your girl, your wife, your children. They might be like, no, no, they might take the chip. You know, and that's a strong possibility because they are the weaker vessel. Women, they don't want to go through this yet. They'll say all this now because a lot of this is like a fad to them. You know, get the hair wrapped and I'm in the truth and all that. But then when it really go down, when the pressure's really applied, like you can't work, you can't buy a set, you can't do nothing unless you receive that mark. A lot of people gonna fall, be like, man, I ain't think it's gonna be like this. You know, and next thing you know, your whole family shipped up. So what you gonna do? You gonna fall in line? You know, you gotta be. You know, I feel like the Lord blessed me to be in this situation, so I can make a move and I ain't gotta be worrying about, uh, my girl and all this and all that. No, it's just me by myself. I'm in solitude, you know, and I thank the Lord for it. I don't need a woman right now. You know, first of all, I'm getting up in age. I'll be 57 this year. I don't have no desire to really be with no woman, man. I'm not like that. Now, back in my younger days, I did all that, and I'm in this position. I feel like the Lord put me in this position so I can move when in a moment's notice. Boom. I wish the job would say, "Oh, this and that." Bam, I'm out of there. Ain't not looking back. You know, it's like Lot and his wife. I ain't looking back. I'm straightforward. When they come down, I'm out of there. You know. This is Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. See, that day is coming when they're going to have us off the streets and you ain't going to be able to hear this word, you know. You ain't going to know what to do. You know, now it's the time to get this knowledge, man. Stop worrying about the cares of this world. You see, it's getting worse and worse out here. The economy is getting worse. If you got a job, you're not making no money. They're not giving no raises. You ain't had a raise. You don't even hear people talk about, oh, I got a raise. That was way back in the day. You know, they making you slave even harder. You gotta get another job, another job, another job. You know, so the time is now to repent, man, and get this knowledge. This is what we come out there to do, to try to cause our people to repent. You know, the Lord said, warn the people of Him, because He's bringing all this. All this is of the Lord's doing. Yeah, it's on the left hand side. All this calamity and whatnot. But he said he's going to bring it. And if you ain't on the side of Yahweh Shem Shai, he going to laugh at your calamity because you've been warned. He had his men out there for decades and decades, over 50 years, starting with our elders, starting with Abba Bivens, all the way up until now. The Lord has been warning his people, Then the internet came, and then it spread it all over the world. So now the end has come. So the Bible is faithful and true. Everything is happening according to the word. So, and then you got, these Christians thinking they know the word, but you don't. You don't even, first of all, you don't even know his name. That's the most important part, because when something happens, you want to be able to call on the name of the Lord. That it shows that you have a relationship with the Lord. If you don't know his name, that means you ain't got no relationship. You've been calling on what your oppressor's been telling you what it is, and that's not it. So it's high time to wake up out of sleep, man. Christianity's not the way. Anybody with a half a brain know that scam should be over with. You going to church on Sunday, it just means that you just lost in the sauce, and the Lord, you just 2/3. The Lord don't want you, because there's no way you should be still at a Christian church, knowing that all the stuff you haven't learned anything, and all you've been doing is just wasting time and money. You don't know none of the scriptures, and what you do, what you think you know, you don't know, because it hasn't been taught to you correctly. If you're not calling yourself an Israelite, we already know something wrong with you. We are the Israelites. Everybody knows it now. Because this devil has been revealed, man. This man of sin has been revealed. Everybody knows now. Even his own. Now you're seeing Psalms, the 64th chapter, being played out. Get some of that. Psalm 64. The whole chapter is good. You just read the whole chapter. It's just, I started at 2. Psalm 64:2. Hide me from the counsel of the wicked, which is Esau, so-called white man, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. They shoot that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. The perfect is the hopeful elect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune and lay snares privily. So they be laying all these traps and stuff. That's why a lot of you jakes go to prison. They be laying all these snares. Marriage is a snare as it pertains to this world. That's a snare. All it does is get men caught up. You lose everything. You lose your children. You lose everything. You know, but when you look on social media, that's all they talk about. Men and women and this and that. This ain't the time for it. This ain't the time to be worrying about finding a woman, getting married, and all that. All that is just snares that this devil is laying for you. You know, before you know it, you're gonna get into some domestic violence, and they trying to lock your ass up for a long time for that now. I mean, my advice would to not to do it, but hey, if you want to do that, that's on you. But all you doing is making your walk, if you in this truth, making your walk more difficult. Trying to get married and all that, because what? Why would you do it and sign sign paperwork and all that? This is Esau's world. You know, this is not your rest, like it says in Micah 2:10. It's not your rest. So why participate in these worldly things? Trying to get a woman and all that shit. They search out in iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So they do a diligent search when they dealing with you Israelites. They search things out. They know you inside and out. They know what you're gonna do before you even do it. You know, because they study Jake. They study you. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded, so they shall make their own tongues fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And that's what's really going on now. You know, you got Edomites spilling the beans on everything. He making their tongues fall upon themselves. They telling everything. You know, all the whistleblowing and you know, about that Dr. Fauci shit. You know, having you people take the jab when it wasn't no need. If you had a little faith in Yahweh Shema Shah, you wouldn't have done it. And that goes for people that say they in this truth in some of these Israelite camps. I ain't gonna bother to name them out by name, but you know who they are. A lot of them took the jab because their leadership told them to. But this is when your discernment got to come in. You got to be like, hell no. Well, I'm gonna take some from my enemy, and he's known to not do right by our people. The Tuskegee experiment is proof enough alone for you not to do that shit. But our people still got in their head that you in a war and this goddamn demon is out to get you. You still hanging with them, you know, making covenants with them. You giving them the marriage with them, and now when shit happens, you want the community to rally behind you. Yeah, they fucking with me. No, I don't give a shit, because you should know better. The Lord said, who will pity a charmer? You know what's going on. You know these fucking devils, these Edomites, so-called white men, ain't got no love for you. You his enemy since birth. We struggled in the womb together. That's to let you know that it's never going to be peace between us. You know? This devil is a cunning hunter. He will always try to befriend you and think everything is all good. Soon he gets you in a vulnerable position, get you alone, his true colors come out. Just like it says in Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thy enemy. You never trust your enemy, man. This was our enemy. We not too far removed from Jim Crow and then chattel slavery. So how you think that he just all of a sudden just he's gonna be just and fair and all that? No. So, I mean, you gotta. It's high time to wake up out of sleep, man, and recognize who your enemy is and start moving accordingly. You know, you ain't gotta let him know, oh, you the devil and all that. You just stay away from him. My mom used to say, just always treat him with a long wooden spoon. Just keep him back, keep him at bay. You know. You know, he tried to invite you to something. Oh, I got something I got to do. But don't be caught with them, because they always looking to get you into a vulnerable position, so they can get their rocks off. They love terrorizing you, Jakes, man. They did a Israelite girl, a woman, a girl, whatever. You know, it was three Edomites, and this Israelite woman. They was drinking. I think the little Jake girl, she had epilepsy, so they got her drunk. She passed out, and he started beating her ass. You know, on tape, beating her ass, cause she thinking that they her friend, they friends, and it's no big deal and all that. She didn't even know they did that to her when she finally came to. You know, she all hurt and shit, but she don't know how it happened. Yeah, they beat your ass. You know? And I don't even feel no way about that shit, man, because, like I said, it's too many instances, it's too many examples of shit that happened for you to not even be around these motherfuckers. I don't care how cool they think they are and all that. Hey, man, I ain't buying it. I don't give a shit. Hell, I don't even fuck with Jake. You know, I stay to myself. All I do is work, go home, work, go home, go out on highways, byways, go home. That's it. And go where I need to go, like to the store, and just simple shit like that. That's it. I ain't got time. I ain't got time for Jake, because Jake is messed up. You know, you Israelites, y'all ain't in y'all right mind, man. Especially you 2/3. Hell, some of you that's in this truth ain't is jacked up. So you know I ain't gonna be messing with no 2/3. No. You know. So you know that's it, man. You know, brothers got to be prayed up, because anything can happen right now. We in a time where it can go down at any time. So you got to be on your P's and Q's. You got to have your antennas up. You know your discernment on what to do and what not to do. Make sure hey, oh, that might not be a good idea. If you going out to at night, I mean, you might want to rethink that, man. You know, you want to let your hair down, so to speak, and hey, man, sometimes, man, you need to just chill. You know, just chill and meditate or whatever. But going out there in the world, man, the more you out there in the world, the greater odds of you getting gaffed up with the wiles of the devil, man. Because he's laying traps out there for you, man. He's trying to get you, you know. So with that, I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna give all honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akar Kadash. Double honors to the leader teachers of Israel, the rule well. Salutations and blessings to the whole elect. Shalom.